Long term, what do we think the implications on manufacturing are going to be? This is a question everyone's been asking me, and this is a good question to ask. From my perspective, here's what I think is going to happen. And just so everybody understands, I get a report every day, industry status report through our financial advisement group that basically is getting papers from economists and public policy officials and politicians. And for example, your kids are not going back to school this year. Like, we knew that a month ago, that they wouldn't go back to school this year. They may go back in the fall, but your kids aren't going back to school this year. We knew the targets of, unemployment. We should see somewhere between 30 and 40% unemployment. We knew that the stimulus was targeting $2 to $6 trillion. So we're about a week to 2 weeks ahead of what's coming out publicly. There's a lot of conversations that are happening behind the scenes. So here's what I think is going to happen, the impact on manufacturing. Number one, non-essential manufacturing is going to get hit real hard. There are a lot of non-essential manufacturers that are going to go out of business, and they're going to go out of business quick. That's the first thing. So if you're in a non-essential manufacturing, if you're not sitting on a lot of cash, you may be in trouble. Number one. If your clients are non-essential manufacturers and they're not sitting on a lot of cash and all your eggs are in that basket, you might be in trouble. Number two, we thought that we had been using our targets. Hey, if you don't have a digital transformation or industry 4.0 strategy in the next 3 years, if you haven't made this evolution in the next 5, you're going to be dead. We say this and people scoff at us. That's been accelerated. Now you've got a 12-month window to get started. You need to be getting started today if you're not started. So the long-term implications are security restrictions are going to get eased in manufacturing environments real quick. If you're in corporate IT for manufacturers and you're the barrier to digital transformation, you're not going to have a job. They're going to bring in someone who's not the barrier. Okay. They're going to start interviewing people who will say, hey, listen, there's ways to do this and we can remain secure. Okay. But if you're the caveman, if you're the citizen against virtually everything and you're working in corporate IT, you're going to be looking for a job along with more than 10 million other Americans. Okay. That's another long-term implication. These executive boards aren't going to accept the status quo. They're going to be looking at companies like, I don't know if I can mention any of the names, but they're going to be looking at some huge companies who have dark facilities. Okay. That is, the lights are off. There are no people on the plant floor and the machines are running. And they have an army of analysts and they have an army of maintenance people who only ever turn the lights on when there's a problem. And analysts are all working remotely, monitoring the plants. Okay. Your executives are going to be looking at those people as the model on how to do business. And they're going to be asking the question, how do we do that? How did you get a dark facility? How is it that you have nobody on the plant floor? Oh, we have people working for us, but they're all working from home and they're analyzing what's happening on the plant floor and they're making operational decisions. This is real stuff. These companies really exist. You drink sugar water, those companies, the big red and white companies, red, white, and blue companies, those companies have many facilities that have the lights off and the machines are just running. Okay. And they're just producing. Every manufacturer now is looking at saying they need to have a plan for when the next pandemic comes along. How are we going to operate when they tell us everyone's got to stay home? And that's going to happen. So that's the long-term implications on manufacturing. Everybody's going to be moving. Look, Zoom, right? And, we've been a Zoom enterprise customer for like a year and a half or whatever. Called the Zoom. Oh, dude, my phone's ringing off the hook. It's crazy. They're like signing up literally every company. Like everybody in our building is now a Zoom enterprise customer. It's like, I think the number is like 10x. They literally signed up like 10 times the number of people
That's awesome.
That they had projected for crazy. Everybody's going to be learning how to use Zoom. Everyone's going to become experts in VPN technology. We are going to be working in a very disparate economy, but is the sky falling? Is the world ending? Absolutely not. We Americans are going to do what it is that we are best at. And that is innovate. No human society in the 20 to 40,000 years that we've been civilized man, or let's even say it's the 5,000 years we've been civilized man, has circles the wagons the way Americans do. We have built our nation on snatching victory from the jaws of defeat over and over and over and over again. And this time will be no different. How is manufacturing going to change? You bet your ass it's going to change. Your supply chain's leaving China, okay? There are mandates that are going to come out of Congress by the end of the summer that are going to say, only a certain percentage of your supply chain can be outside the United States. Things are going to change drastically. A lot of manufacturing is going to come back to the U.S. We're going to do a lot more remote. You're going to have a lot fewer people on the plant floor. We're going to be implementing social distancing measures aren't going away. But is manufacturing going to be damaged? No, it's not. It's going to be compelled to improve. My favorite meme going around right now is, hey, who's driving your digital transformation initiative? A, the CEO, B, the CTO, or C, COVID-19? And the answer is, it's COVID-19. And everyone that we're talking to is saying the exact same thing.